In this video I decided to share my knowledge and experience so far with the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K and what is good about it and what is bad about it, and how I switched recently to a new camera, Sony A7C. And based on this information you can decide, is this camera good for you or you need to think more about it. Let's start. Who this camera is for? Is it for you? Is it for me? Let's figure out. This camera is designed mainly for studio purpose. Why? Because it requires, first of all, it's not weather sealed, so it has this, if you look at there closely, there is some holes, right? And these holes can get wet, and this basically leads to the fan that leads to the CPU. So normally this camera is designed to be used inside of controlled environment. However, I used it for travels. It's also possible. There are plenty of videos on YouTube where people are using it for traveling to the north where there's a lot of snow. So even though it's not designed, you can use it, but it doesn't mean that. But that doesn't mean that you need to. The next thing leads to, because this is designed for studio, it expects from you that you know what is a rig, like what this, like all this metal thing, what to do with that, where to buy and which SSD. You cannot just plug in a normal SD card there and expect that all your raw footage will fit there and the speed of these cards is enough. So it requires a lot of curve for learning. If you just want to shoot and don't care about that stuff, then this camera probably is not for you. However, there are many other valid points why you need this camera, such as 12-bit RAW videos. Why it's important? Because it gives you most of your colors. So 12-bit is so much color that I cannot even count. Compared to what other cameras in this price range offer, this amazing. You can color grade, you can make beautiful videos like these ones I did. However, you need to understand that it will require some work and you will have to love it. You need to not only know about it, but also love it to color grade. The weight of this camera, of course, is not that much compared to cameras that you might see in movies. But this one, I will tell you, once you put there a lens, and this is not heavy lens, this is not Sigma that everybody wants, it's this one much lighter. Still, this weighs 2 kilograms. I don't know how much it's in pounds, but it weighs a lot. Carry this all the day with you, it's just exhausting, I would say. So that's why this also contributes to the point that this camera is designed for on-set work. But as I said, you can travel with it, you can shoot. Please check my other videos. Another thing about this camera is micro four thirds. That means that you need to use something like a speed booster if you want to improve your field of view and your beautiful bokeh, all this background blur out of this camera. You need to have something like speed booster. Yes. So this is the lens, this is go here, and this is speed booster. This is some middleware that you put between the lens and the camera sensor in order to increase the amount of light it gets. Anyway, it's expensive. It costs another 400, which increase the price of this rig if you want to. And it also weighs. another 200 grams, which contributes to the total of 2 kilograms of weight. Again, not for travel friendly. I have bought this camera to travel and make travel videos, but I came to a conclusion that this camera just stay on the shelf and collects all the dust in my house, because it's when I want to walk, when I want to travel, I don't want to carry that much weight. In order for this camera to work as for you to produce this beautiful telltale color, something that they do not mention when they advertise it is that you need AR filter. Yes, this is AR filter. You see, it's purple. Okay. What it does, it blocks infrared. This one also blocks ultraviolet light, and if you not do that, you will have your shadows red on this camera. This is something that you need to pay extra 100 euros or $130, something like that, which makes this, to the next point, this camera become much more expensive than you might initially think of. Not only it weighs a lot, it's expensive. This is the price you pay to produce these beautiful colors out of this camera and flexibility that RAW files do. However, I found that for my use cases, it's much more convenient to, if I want to shoot travel videos or the YouTube videos like this, is to have something more compact, something that have a great autofocus, which this camera doesn't have, something that can track my eyes, so I can do like this or show you these beautiful filters for YouTube videos. And if you spend enough time to search this topic, you will figure out that the only solution you actually have on the market is the Sony cameras, A7, all this series. And depending on your budget, you can buy whatever you like. I personally found that the A7C is the most perfect for travel, because C stands for compact and that really delivers. The whole body and the lens weighs 1.1 kilogram, which around 2.5 pounds, and this is exactly twice as less as this. And having much compact size, so I can put it into any bag, and also it has some basic weather settings. This is something I didn't know when I first bought the Blackmagic camera. It definitely brings me a lot of joy to shooting with. It also, by the way, have a nice gorgeous screen, right? One problem with that is this not tiltable. Yes, you have nice beautiful screen. Look at this. I don't know. Yes, no, I don't know. Yeah, it's anyway. It designed for you to stay behind it. So when you shoot it like this, like you don't have much other options, or you buy another monitor which will which will cost you another 500 and an extra weight, or you shoot like this, and this is not convenient in most situations. Not only it's not, it's just heavy to pick this camera like that, or use this handle is not always also convenient, because you want to nail your focus. So you kind of take your lens focus, you keep your lens focus steady, then you look at the monitor, you move, and you focus on your targets. It all takes time practice and really hard to deliver consistent results. So that's why I'm saying that for studio scenario where you have controlled lights scenario, this is perfect. This camera is most of the time fully manual, so it just delivers that, and it was designed for this purpose. However, in travel situations when you not necessarily control the environment. You want something more robust, something light, something more with articulated screen, which A7C provides. Overall, A7C also have some drawbacks, of course, as well as positives. So the positives, besides the articulated screen, is that it's full frame, so you don't need this speed booster part, you don't need it at all, so you don't spend that weight on it and money, and it gives you enough light and enough of bokeh out of the camera, which is nice. It also have a nice ability to shoot photos, right? So this one can only give you screenshots. When you screenshot, but you know what is screenshot, you just basically take one frame of the 24 and this is your photos. However, photos sometimes a little bit more than this, and photos usually require a higher amount of megapixels, which is not important for video, of course, but for photos it's important. You can crop and make, if you lost some, if you lose your horizon, or if your lens doesn't zoom enough, you can crop a little bit deep. So basically we are speaking here about 24 megapixels, which is nice and much more, and like twice actually. I think it's a little bit, it's twice as more as this provides. And also those photos that you can do with that A7C camera is also 16-bit RAW, which is give you a lot of artistic colors if you like to do so. So you can still color grade a lot, but on photos. For videos it doesn't perform that well. It still gives a nice picture. Look at this. You can compare this with how it looks like on my other channel with the shot on Blackmagic. It's still good enough. Yeah, it's different lenses, but however it still looks I don't know, it's very, very good for that kind of money. So not only it gives you ability to shoot videos, but also photos. Videos are this is a console of this camera, because it's actually limited up to 100 megabits per second, which produce some artifacts, which is not bad if you are going to edit it. Most of the editors allow you to clean up all this noise provided by this codec they use. But more importantly, it doesn't give you an option to shoot more than 8-bit. Yeah, living in these limitations, you cannot grade that much colors if you like. Again, for me, I found Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera first on YouTube. There is a channel from the guy from Italy, Matteo, his name. He was doing so beautiful work with his iPhone, with his Blackmagic, so it was so beautiful that I decided even to try to do that and found some passion for myself. However, it's the question of convenience. Do you want something that produces that amazing colors and you want to make a real movie on a set with the lights and everything? Then this is perfect camera. You don't need much. You can buy 6K version of it, or 6K Pro if you have a budget and you know why. But this one, for its money, it delivers. However, if you want to travel and you don't want to carry that much of weight, you want more flexibility in uncontrolled situation where you want to autofocus on stuff, make some photos if you travel, this is not the perfect solution. It took me more than a year to figure out this, and I hope that if you watched up to until this point and you're deciding between to buy this camera or not, now you have a little bit more information. So let me know what you think about that. I really want to know, is this a valid point at all? Do you find this camera perfect for any use case? I'm just doing some weird stuff, buying and selling cameras here. Just let me know and let's keep in touch in the comment section. Thank you very much. Is this, of course, micro 2/3, micro 3/4, micro 3/3. I don't know. Micro 4/3.